life, love, relationships.
Wait, we're gonna give away all our secrets?
Welcome to the Man Perspective
With K-Man
and the Dawn. All right, we're coming back. This is part 3 of the man's perspective on police brutality from a racial point of view. What's happening now is we had an incident with a individual, black man, by the name of George Floyd. The police were called to a grocery store because the store clerk had said that he was trying to pay for some items with a fake $20 bill. We don't know if he knew it was fake. He may not have known that it was a fake $20 bill. But I guess some words exchanged, and he therefore called the police. The police come to the store, and they arrest him. And it got to the point where he was violently arrested, thrown to the ground, his knee on the back of his neck. Bystanders sat there and told that officer, listen, I think he can't breathe. He even stated he couldn't breathe. His hands was already handcuffed. He's already on his stomach. The police officer's knees on his neck, and therefore he died. And the officers, 3 of them, as they held him down, one officer was just a bystander and didn't do anything. Meanwhile, the bystanders and everybody who had their cell phones out all said to that officer, listen, he cannot breathe. Get him up off the floor. And that officer did nothing but continue to have his knee on his back. Now, my question is, had that been a Caucasian person, would have the same happened?
Well, it's sad to say it, but probably not.
And why? Because the thing that gets me with police officers is that this man has died over a fake $20 bill.
Mm-hmm.
The list goes on and on. Was it Eric Gardner in Staten Island, New York, was choked, life out of him. For what? For selling a $2 Lucy cigarette?
Yep.
I mean, they made such a big deal. I mean, these officers make such a big deal in throwing you to the ground, put your hands behind your back, putting pressure on you, putting you in these chokeholds. You would do that to someone who shot 15 people, has a double barrel shotgun or Uzi, and you catch him, you run on them, you catch him. That's the kind of person you want to put a hold on. Someone who's done something violent. You know what I mean? He's just feeling killing 10 or 15 people.
Yeah.
You jumped on him. The cops jumped on him. They throw him into a illegal hole. That's the kind of person you want to hold down.
Yeah.
But not for a $2 Lucy cigarette.
No.
Not for a $20 fake $20 bill. Not because you shot somebody because the guy didn't pay his child support. You know what I mean? Or the guy ran, or better yet, you don't really know why you shot him, but you felt threatened and he ran the opposite way. Instead of running towards you, he ran away from you and you still shot him. So is it that race plays a part in all of this? Because from what's happening on the news as it gets portrayed over and over again, it seems that the majority of people who've been killed have been Black and Latino.
Park yourself on the beach and listen to
The Man Perspective
with K-Man
and the Dawn. I don't see too many Caucasians getting shot by officers like that. for simple things, such as selling cigarette or fake $5 bill.
Yeah.
I don't see women getting shot for little things like that. I
No.
don't see the Asians getting shot, and I don't see other ethnic groups getting shot. It all comes down to black Americans getting shot. So why is it that the black Americans are getting shot and the white Americans aren't getting shot? They did a study one time. I don't know if you had a chance to look at it. It was
Mm.
on YouTube, and they had a guy who had, I guess he had a rifle. He owned the rifle. He has his license, and he was a
Mm.
white guy. And he happened to walk down the street with his rifle, and the cops surrounded him and talked to him for like almost 2 hours, telling him how he should put the rifle down and you're scaring everybody in the neighborhood. And he said, and the white guy who had the rifle said, well, this is my right, and I have the right to bear arms, and I have a license. You can't tell me I can't walk down the street, with this, and so forth and so on. When they did the same instance with a black person, okay, he had a licensed rifle. It was licensed. He walked down the same street as that white counterpart, but instead of surrounding him, they drew their guns on him. They told him, get down. Even shot at him at one point for him to get down and put his weapon down. So why is the threat automatic towards blacks, but it wasn't towards whites? Just curious. I mean, this was a test that they did on YouTube. If you go back and look at it,
I'll
same
have to
response,
take a
same
look at it.
person, and different response.
I really don't know. I really don't know because you would think the same situation should trump the same response, but it doesn't clearly. Um, yeah, I don't really know. I really don't know.
Are police officers scared of black males because that's the population that they may heavily deal with, and so that's the population of people that they're scared of, as far as neighborhoods that they patrol, you know, that are considered quote unquote bad. There's no such a thing as a bad neighborhood. It's the people that's in the neighborhood that make it bad. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like a
Yeah,
lot of people say, "Oh, that's a bad area." It's not that it's a bad area. It's the people in that area can make it bad. And sometimes there's people who don't even live in that area make it bad as well.
yeah,
You get somebody who comes from New York, for example, comes into one of your neighborhoods in New Jersey, shoot somebody. Now all of a sudden, your area is bad because you had a shooting. You follow what I
yeah.
mean? It's the same thing when they protest. When they go and protest, what happens? They, get somebody from another area and come into your area and decide to say, "Hey, let's torch this place." What
Yeah.
the heck? So it's not the area per se, is it? Does race actually play a part in this?
It shouldn't.
But it is for some
Yeah.
reason.
Unfortunately, yes. Yeah.
It is. But we're gonna pay some more bills and we're gonna come back with part 4 of this and talk more about protesting and whether or not that works, and is there a difference in protesters between white America and others, Latino and black. So we'll be back right back on the man perspective with part 4. Now you heard our perspective. It's time to hear yours. Get at us at themanperspective@gmail.com.
Or use the hashtag #TheManPerspective.